Welcome to Time Travel Coins. Year's 1953, and you're looking at the first coins issued under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II, born 20th of April 1926, ascended to the throne 6th of February 1952, coronated on the 2nd of June 1953. There's quite a big gap between those two dates, and died 8th of September 2022. There was a coin in circulation, this one, the farthing. Now the farthing was a very small value. It was a quarter of an old penny. In today's money it works out to be about a tenth of 1 pence. So in 1953 its popularity was fading. Got a lovely picture of a wren on the back. On the reverse, and the standard obverse there for 1953. So it was falling out of favour because of its value. There was rumours that some bus conductors weren't accepting them anymore. And the last ones that were minted were in 1956, and it was eventually demonetised on the 31st of December 1960. But even if you increase that small value up by inflation in today's money, it would be worth about, from 1953, it would be worth about 4 pence. And even when it was demonetised in 1960, if you index that up with inflation to current date, it would be worth about 3 pence. So back then it was worth more than a 2 pence or a 1 pence is today, but it was still demonetised. See the picture of the wren there, a British native bird, but it doesn't link in with any of the other coins, so I never quite understood why they just had the wren on a coin. But still nice design all the same. This is a proof issue, as all the coins will be I'm showing you today. There was a proof set issued in 1953 with all the coins from farthing up to a full crown. Moving up to the halfpenny. See the difference between these and the coins I showed in my first video. There's some additional wording on the obverse, and you can see just below the Queen's head there the words Brit Om. And that means all the Britons. That wording was removed in 1954. That was due to a change in relationship with the Commonwealth, but the rest of the design is exactly the same. The reverse there, the Golden Hind ship of Sir Francis Drake. Next up is the penny. Little mark on there, so it'll come off. Yeah. The reverse Britannia. Now the 1953 pennies were issued for general circulation, but the mintage was quite low. The mintage was, I believe, just over 1 million. About 1.3 million were minted of these. 12-sided threepenny bit. Portcullis reverse. Sixpence. Some slight toning on that coin, possibly from the ribbon in the case that it was issued in. Threepence, sixpence, right? Then we have the two versions of the shilling. English 3 lines. Scottish line. Moving up to the florin, or 2 shillings. Oh, I just moved that there, sorry. Reverse. And the half crown, 2.5 shillings. And finally, of the crown, the Queen on horseback. Now I think this was the first coin to show the monarch on a horse since Charles I. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. The reverse showing the shields symbolising England, Scotland and Ireland. And then we have the flowers representing the rose for England, shamrock for Ireland, thistle for Scotland and the leek for Wales. The year is 1953. So there we have all the coins. So no silver in these silver coins. They're still copper nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. So when we talk about value of these coins, we are definitely talking about the numismatic value. They are taken from a proof set. Proof coins tend to be a little bit difficult to value out of the set. The sets, there was 40,000 of these issued. Generally selling auction for roughly £50 to £130. But individually, you can get more for them if you sell them on an individual basis. So I would say the crown, £15 to £20, half crown again about £15, florin, £13, 2 shillings, possibly £10 each, the sixpence, £8, threepence, I'd say about £6. Now the penny, a little bit more because it's a bit more sought after. Now there was only 1 year in the 1950s that they minted pennies for Queen Elizabeth II. That was 1953. You'll find no other pennies from 1954 to 59 that were minted, and the mintage is quite low. It's not very low, but it's quite low. 1.3 million is a fairly low mintage, so they are a little bit more in demand, and I would say that that penny there being proof is probably worth about £15. But even if you have a circulated coin, you can get a couple of pounds for one of those. Halfpenny about £5, and farthing, for some reason I don't fully understand, it sells for a bit more, about £10.